What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Country Cast. We have a really good one for y'all today, as we will share the story of one of country music's most significant and prolific artists in the business today, the very talented Miss Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert has had quite the long and illustrious career, accomplishing many well-respected milestones, accolades, and awards throughout her time as an artist, which all started from her humble beginnings and facing hardships to her breakout success, navigating through relationships that hit the headlines throughout her career, and of course where she is today, cementing her name into country music forever. With all of that in mind, let's jump right into the life and times of Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lee Lambert was born in Longview, Texas on November 10, 1983. However, she spent most of her time growing up primarily in the northeastern town of Lindale, Texas, where her parents Beverly and Richard established and ran a private investigation agency. And if you can believe it, during Miranda's childhood, she was very shy and quiet and didn't really begin to open up until about 5th grade. And when the time came that Miranda finally did open up, others were quick to take note of her personality and her talents, because in middle school, Miranda Lambert was voted most likely to become a country singer. Talk about fate, right? After all, Miranda's childhood was also surrounded by country music. While her father would play guitar around the house and he was a songwriter himself, Lambert found a true love for country music, as well through some of her idols like Merle Haggard, Loretta Lynn, and Emmylou Harris, and many of the Texas country music scene artists. However, her music taste also spanned outside of country music, with rock influences like Jet and Audioslave. But one artist in particular that left Miranda in awe was Mariah Carey. And I think it is safe to say that you can see and hear a touch of each of Miranda's inspirations in her music and performances today. Again, music definitely had its heavy impact on Miranda, but another piece to her childhood that had much impact as well on her life was at the young age of just 6 years old, after her family became homeless. At the time, Miranda's parents' business experienced hardship and fell behind on house payments. At the time, Lambert's family packed up from their home and then moved in with their uncle until her parents found another home. The home the Lamberts found was a farmhouse located in Lindale, Texas, and it needed much work, so much so it was on the verge of being torn down. But the repairs that were needed played a significant role in the Lamberts securing the home. And in exchange for the repairs, the owner agreed to letting them live there. And in an interview with Good Morning America back in 2010, Miranda detailed the events and said, "We were homeless. It sounds weird to say now, but we were so blessed. The next thing you know, the banker's coming saying, 'I need the keys.'" Miranda continued and explained the shape of their new home in Lindale, saying, "Some of the windows were boarded up, and we never did get central heating. So when you had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you had to run because it was freezing." All that being said, it is a sad story, but it's also a really happy story, as it also built our family back. It made us stronger than ever. I want for when I have a family one day, hopefully I don't have to go through the hardship to get there, but I'm really glad I did, as I know how to build that in my own life. Miranda's parents also spoke about the difficult time and their new home during an interview with the Associated Press some time ago, where they said, "When we got that house, we rented it and renovated it, and that was the house that built us up." Beverly, Miranda's mother, added, "We didn't know it at the time, but it did." And Miranda's father, Rick, who was also interviewed, said, "We had no food in our house. It was horrible. It was a horrible time because I felt like even though it wasn't my fault, our fault, I had a terrible time with that." And of course, as most know, this story became the inspiration behind one of Lambert's most popular and outstanding songs, her song titled "The House That Built Me" off her album Revolution. Though as time went on and Lindale became her new home, Miranda looked forward and started honing in on her own music path more and more. Lambert jump-started it all when she joined the Texas Pride Band in high school. As well as performing throughout the Texas bar circuits, she played on the Johnny High Country Music Review, which is the same talent show that launched LeAnn Rimes, and really learned how to win over a crowd by performing at the historic Rio Palm Dance Hall in Longview, Texas, where several greats like Willie Nelson have played, including also where Brooks and Dunn got their start. Also, during her time as a high schooler at the age of 16, Miranda Lambert actually got the opportunity to record a demo tape out in Nashville. But she wasn't feeling it at all, as she deemed it to be too pop country. In an interview with Redbook back in 2011, Miranda said, "My dad bought me a guitar when I was like 10, and I didn't really want it then. But I did this demo in Nashville when I was 16 with some songs that had been chosen for me that were really sweet, poppy country. They didn't move me at all. When I came home, I was like, I have more to say. So I went to Dad and said, 'That guitar, how about teaching me a few chords?' I wrote my first song in 2 days. It felt like, right, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm really fortunate because in my career, I haven't had to deal with anybody trying to make me something that I'm not." I mean, at age 16, learning guitar, first off, and then just 2 days later, she's playing and writing her first ever song. It's pretty impressive. So from 17 on, she began writing her own songs more and more and working tirelessly to find her place in music. Her next big venture came only 2 years later, in the year of 2003 at just 19 years old, when she was a contestant on the reality TV singing competition at the time, Nashville Star. And on that year, the inaugural season of the show, Miranda Lambert made it all the way to the top 3. Ultimately, she placed 3rd overall behind runner-up John Arthur Martinez and winner Buddy Jewell. Now, what's interesting is Miranda did not want to really win Nashville Star at all. In an interview later in her career, Miranda said it was because the winner had to go in right after the contest and make a record in a couple of weeks, and I wasn't ready. Now, not winning the competition did work in her favor because her time spent on the show was not wasted at all. During her time on that show, she caught the attention of Judge and Sony Music executive Tracy Gershon. And shortly following the finale of that season on September 15, 2003, Miranda Lambert signed her first ever record deal with Epic Records, and as we say, the rest is history.